Angle. He's running the media and entertainment practice of Ernst & Young in India, that's right? You've been 20 years in the industry, you're dealing with risk issues with your clients, but you also, what I understand, helping clients structure equity, private equity investments into India. Perfect. From your view on the left side is Vishal Gondal. I've been living in India for 4 years, and I can really say he's coming up again and again on TV, on magazines. He's one of the most accomplished experts in the mobile sphere. He's running a company, India Games, which he founded in 1999 with 5 people. By now, he's a team of 300 people, offices around the world, and his company is into the mobile games and online game sphere. All right, so what I would like to start with is in the flat world where information is readily available, where you can just go on the web and look at product services from the US, from Germany, from wherever. It's a pretty easy thing to clone things, development that we've seen, for instance, also in Germany, cloning things from the US. But I think that's a bit too simplistic for India. So where would you see the main macro drivers, the big differences that we have in India? And I guess you have prepared a sort of game to give us an explanation on that.
Yeah, thanks, René. Absolutely. I thought it'd be a great way to wake up some of the people who have just here from the beds. It's early in the morning. So what I wanted to do was, before we actually jump into the India presentation, just give you a small lay of the land, but in a very, very different way. So if we can have the game up, and I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the game. I don't know where it is. Yeah, we'll be getting it on the screen now. Can we connect this to the screen there? One of the screens, yep. Oh, yeah.
All right, you might be familiar with that. In Germany, it's by the Günther Jauch, one of the most famous TV hosts who's doing that. And in India, it's Abhicham Bachchan.
Absolutely. So this was really the big game in India. And I thought this is something which everybody would relate to. So yes, DLD is giving away $1 million to whoever who get these games right. So a lot of at stake. So quickly, so the question is very simple. I thought a lot of people would know here. What is the median age of over 1 billion people in India? What is the age? What do you think is this age? So is it 18? B is 35, 40, and 24. So you can put your hands up, tell me your name, and choose what you want to say here. It can't be that difficult. Yes? 18. A. Okay? D. And your name, please? Kuds. Okay. D. 24. A. Okay, so we have a lot of people talking about A and D. I was surprised nobody said C or B, because that looks like the median age of a lot of other countries in Europe and I think other places. But I think we'll have to give it to the gentleman here. The real answer is 24. That's the age, and we have some more questions for you to win the $1 million, so please wait. So basically the opportunity is very, very interesting. The median age is 24, and the beauty is it was 26 in 2001 census, so it's actually going down. And probably I think in the next census it'll be about 20, I don't know. And 72% of India is under the age of 35. So you're talking to a very, very different breed of people here. Again, 302 million television homes, 200 million plus. I think it's now 220 million mobile, 35 million internet users. Again, depending on what research you read, it's from 20 million to 45 million. But it is big. And I think the key thing is that young India is really loving the whole fact. Recently, last year, Orkut was voted as MTV India's youth icon. Compared to all the movie stars and Bollywood stars, it was actually something which nobody expected. And Orkut has something, even though it's not probably as popular in Europe, I was told, Orkut is, in India it is, every teenager has to have an Orkut page. It's become that big. And of course, mobile SMS, P2P downloads, I mean, it's just going amazing. So the last question, when you win the $1 million, before we jump into the whole discussion, is this. Which country do you think will they have the largest amount of internet users by 2010? And again, the options, it's India, China, Brazil, and Russia. Hey, nobody's going to take this one, right? Yeah? Sorry? China, okay. Everybody thinks it's China? Who thinks it's not China? Oh, okay. I'm sorry you're not going to get your $1 million because, as I said, that only time will tell. And we are going to be, I think, jumping into the discussion here. And the next 2 years are going to be very, very exciting in India, especially on the digital space, because internet in India does not mean internet on the PC. There are 220 million people who are accessing internet from their mobile phones, who probably have not even seen what an email is. So it's going to be a very interesting era for us in the next few years to come, and I think we can just give it back to René to take it up, and I think we'll have another show for you to win the $1 million.
Thanks, Vishal, for making millionaires early in the morning on a Monday. I think people have appreciated a lot, our guests here. So I really think that this can't be overstressed, this really fundamental difference in demographics. I just looked it up yesterday. Germany has 43 of a median age, and if you walk through a city like Mumbai or Bangalore, you really can tell the difference. But just there's something different there if you just walk the streets. So having spoken a bit this kind of big macro framework, I'd like to ask Farokh, so what are the implications in terms of business models that are arising, particularly for the digital sphere, due to this totally different demographics, but as well due to a different economic starting point in India?
Yeah, we heard how the demographics is very young out there, but those young people out there do not have much money in their pockets. So clearly, the business model which really works in the Indian context is anything which is got functionality, but at the same time it's low cost, and it has got the potential for a mass market penetration. So anything which is sort of overpriced and cutting edge of technology, perhaps that may not work in an Indian context, but what really works is something which has huge volumes potential.
Any thoughts from your end? What are the implications for your business? You are building and publishing mobile games. So what is the price point, say, for a game that you sell?
I mean, the interesting thing on the gaming space is that in India, millions of people play games. The only difference is 95% of them are playing pirated games. And this is true both in the mobile space as well as the PC space. So the challenge we really had was, how do you monetize this? How do you make people pay money to what they're consuming? And I think in the mobile end, we kind of got it right. And today, I would say about 7 million games are paid for every month on mobile operators. Of course, we think the opportunity is much, much higher. And the average price point can range from 5 rupees, which is 10 US cents per play, all the way to $2 to own the game. That's the kind of business models which run. On the online gaming side, it's actually particularly interesting because a lot of Chinese and Korean companies are now coming to India with the MMORPG models, asking people to play the game for free and then monetize it on micropayments. We have a service where what we are trying to do is like cable TV. So we are telling people that cable TV is very popular in India. You pay $2 and you get 200 TV channels. And people are used to that. So what we are saying is, pay us $5 a month and we'll give you all the games possible directly streamed on high-speed broadband to your house. And that's actually cheaper than buying the games pirated. So I think in India, it's a lot about what is called value for money. If you are able to demonstrate that your product is value for money, people will lap it up, and the same thing has happened in many, many different business environments. However, it is not the same as importing a business model and saying, hey, this works in China or Korea or Japan or US or Europe, and let's get it here. Those kind of stories are very rare to see to be as successful as they should be.